Hello everyone, good morning. It's the Crypto Cowboy. We are on Saturday, the 16th of May, coming to YouTube here with another edition of Bitcoin Technical Update. So let's begin. All right, I want to start by welcoming the new subscribers to the channel and saying thank you to the old subscriber and hanging in with us. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to run you through a few of the longer term counts that I have. And I want to get your opinion on it and see which ones do you guys like. Leave them in the comments below, and which one you don't, or you think they're not as likely to pan out as some of the others. If you wanted to present me with some of your alternate counts, why don't you come into our free room and just post the charts in there, and I'll be happy to take a look at them and we can discuss. But in the meantime, I'm going to present you mine. So what I have here is I have this pink count that it's pretty bullish. It says that we have reached a larger third wave up here in December 2017 of a cycle degree. We finished the wave 4, and we are in the middle of building up this fifth wave advance. We have done wave 1 of that fifth wave. We have done the wave 2, completed into the 786 pullback, and right now we are in the middle of, or towards the end of, finishing up this wave 1. Once this wave 1 is complete, and hopefully with the rise above this B wave top at about 10,600, we wanted this market to just slightly get above that. And I'm going to take you into the middle of this wave count after I run through the other ones. But, once this wave 1 is completed, we're going to look for a second wave pullback here that's maybe going to come back down to about 7,000. And then from there, we will look for a larger third wave advance, a 4 and a 5 to complete this larger third, somewhere in the 60,000 area, the neighborhood of that zone, before we pull back in a 4 and then do a 5. Just in terms of a right look when you're looking at this wave 1, 2, just kind of on the proportion between the waves. Right, the second one that I have here, so this is my preferred interpretation, and the reason this is my preferred is because I am getting signals from the candlestick charts that the market is about to move higher. And what I like here is the fact that we have been rejected in this month of March. The market sold off aggressively when the overall equity markets were selling off. Bitcoin was part of it as well, but we quickly recovered, and not only that, but we have engulfed the previous monthly candle with the month of April, and now we would like to see this month of May continue bullish and try to break this trend line. So this is the main signal that I have for me to consider a pink count as being a primary interpretation. The next one, it's my yellow count, where it's more of a sideways interpretation, where this is still a third wave that we have reached back into December 2017, but we are still building this fourth wave cycle in here, so we're going to continue to move sideways here. I have placed a time fib on it, and this time fib, we have placed twice. We have corrected twice the distance travel in the wave 2, which is somewhere down here. And the next more likely level where we're going to get a reaction is going to be this 261.8 multiple of the wave 2. And that will come towards the end of this year, possibly about November or December. So until then, we still need to correct kind of sideways in this triangle. Now, if we have finished 3 legs of the triangle, which is leg A, leg B, and leg C, we still have a couple of legs to finish, which is D and E. Is this D wave complete? Possible, because I can see, just by looking at this 4-day chart, I can see 3 waves to the top. The only problem I have is that it's a little bit short, and it's fine because we're actually moving towards the end of the triangle, and the legs that are going to be larger, it's going to be B and C. So this D wave could be, possibly finished. If the market decides to do a complex correction where this is a 3-wave move in a W, and then you have a down wave in X, this could be something like this. D wave is over, and now we're doing a 3-wave move down here, and then you're going to do another 3-wave move up, and only then you're going to have the D wave completion, and then you do the AE wave, and then you go back up higher. So what this would do is this would extend this D wave back here, something like that, before you do your E, and then you start moving back up higher. So expect something like this as a possibility, because I still think this D wave is kind of short and narrow compared with some of the other ones. But it doesn't mean that it is not accurate by having it as completed. Okay, so we're going to continue to monitor this as a development if we're starting to see a pullback here in a three-wave corrective pattern before we and then we'll see if we're going to move back up higher to finish that D wave. If the markets just come back here in a three-wave pattern and we're completing this E wave, so we're going to look for that, something like this, and then we finish this off, and then we're going to look for a break above this D wave as the market turns and moves from here. Then we're going to start to get a higher degree of confidence that this triangle is completed, especially if we're going to be respecting this time fibs, very important. And then we're going to look to enjoy a breakout to the top side. Okay, but there's still a while to go until that happens. The next one on my list is the red count, which is a little bit more aggressive because, with the exception of the pink count that says the wave one still is looking for the completion, this red count, it's looking for the completion of this wave count, but this intermediate count, but it's a little bit more aggressive to the top side. So the way this happens is this is a wave one, and then we have a wave two already completed. We're looking for a 3, a 4, and a 5 to complete this. Then we get a second wave pullback and then move back up higher. And it falls down in my list of priorities because of this intermediary wave. Okay, if you go back to the pink, I think this looks better proportionate rather than having this wave one all the way up here, because what that does, it just creates a much longer third wave intermediate. And if I go to a 4-day, I'll show you, maybe this is much of a better view. You can see how, if I compare it to the pink, what it does, it pushes this primary third wave to be much longer, because what this actually calls, it calls for an extended wave one before you get a second wave. And I prefer this look here rather than this look. Okay, now here is what it can happen here. If I go to this red count, I go to a 1-day chart, and if this wave one is already completed, I'm looking for this to be a flat in here and then a continued break up higher, but the second wave can move down here. Okay, and what this does is basically has this wave one finished here or up, and then then we would start to look at it as being more of a move of this pattern where this wave two pulls back towards 6,500, 6,800. You would want to see at least a 50% pullback for a second wave, and then then we can discuss a third, a fourth, and a fifth to kind of complete this wave one intermediate. If you go back to the pink, you could play this game by saying, okay, this wave one, it's possibly complete, and you're going to get this wave two pullback. So it's sort of similar. You can see there is a couple of similarities between these two counts with slight adjustments when we're looking at the wave one. But overall, the moves are still on both of these counts are looking to the top side. Okay, now it could be that, even if we're getting a slight move back up higher here into this pink count, and I'll come back to it. Either way, I think we're going to get a second wave pullback that's going to be a little bit deeper. So for a long-term trade, this would be something that you would want to get in once you're getting a three-wave correction as part of the second wave. Now, the next interpretation that I have is this primary, is the silver count, which is bearish. So this count says that we still have to complete the second wave of this larger cycle pattern, and we're nowhere near finishing that. And we've done the wave W up here in three waves. You have a connector wave X, and we still have to move lower here as part of this Y. This wave Y can take several forms. It can be a zigzag, it can be a flat, it can be a triangle, it can be anything it wants here, basically, to try to finish it off, but it still needs to move lower or more sideways here if it's going to end up being a triangle. Remember, I've said this before many times, this Y wave can be a triangle in a final position because it's the wave that precedes the final move of a sequence. So it's going to be an ABC up here, then you can get another ABC, then you can have another one. So you can go in an A, B, C, D, E, and continue to have this Y wave extend sideways until over, and then you move back up higher. Okay, but it can also come down and reach this 2200 toward the bottom of the channel if it continues to move lower, and then you break back up higher. So this one, it's my least favorite because it calls for a lot of complex relationships on here, and I go back to my I refer back to my candlestick analysis, where we're starting to see bulls kind of take control over the bears by having this extremely important monthly bullish engulfing that calls for a continued move to the upside. Okay, so these are my counts. So again, just go back on a 4-day chart. It's the pin count interpretation. Then I have my yellow triangle. Then I have my red, and I'm going to go to a 4-day chart here that looks like that. And then I have my silver. Okay, so let me know what you think and which ones you like, which ones you prefer. If you have anything else on your plate that you want to share with me, please do so. I'm going to take a look at the, and I can throw a couple of them in there that, have the same interpretation. You probably guys know. I have this black count, which is a 1 2 1 2, but this is just in a longer term, right? You have a 1 2 1 2 1 2, and this is extremely bullish to the top side. Same implications, but just longer term with a more of an aggressive look. Then I have a little bit of a play on this orange count. We're still completing the cycle in a 1 2 1 2 3 4 and 5. Still implications to the upside, and then I have something more of a surprise where this is completed a wave 1, WX, YX, Z. And Bitcoin, it's pretty much looking to go back towards $200 level. So this one, it's towards all the way to the bottom of my list. Okay, but kind of going back and looking at the MAs up on the weekly chart, we continue to see them pointing upwards, which is very important, I think, aspect of the overall move, because the markets are trending up. And this 200-week moving average supports the price. We are also above the 50-week moving average as well. So as long as the prices continue to stay above this, we can continue with the bullish outlook in Bitcoin. The moment we start to break below this, which right now it's at about 5,700, and start to close, have a few, couple of 3-weekly closes below this, then we can probably look for more downside in Bitcoin. Until then, we can stay with the bullish outlook. Going back to the daily, you can see on here that, we are pretty, clearly established above the 200-day. I think, let me check on the percentage base. How far are we above it? I'm just going to kind of play it by the look here. So we are about, almost 20% above it, which is nice. It's nothing crazy. If you look back here, the markets were, and that's why, anytime you have, such a huge disconnect from the 200-day moving average, you're due for a pullback. So if you measure it from here, the markets were almost 200% above the 200-day moving average. So it's something that's not sustainable. Okay, and then the 50, I know people are talking about this, and everybody's kind of waiting for this as more of a general technical trigger when 50 passes the 200, and then you call that as a golden cross. We'll see what happens once that's panning out, but it's not something I usually look for. Anyway, so thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe, or hit the little bell button for notifications. Come and visit us into the free trading room, into the Telegram channel. You can take a try into our pro trading room. We take trades and do a detailed analysis. I think I've missed something, right? I promised you a look into the pin count, into more of a detailed look on here. I'm going to let you in really quickly. Hold on, let me just pull the counts out. All right, so you can see how we're kind of looking at it from a short-term perspective. Is a 1 2 1 2, and then I'm going to go to a 3-hour chart so you can see it a little bit better. And these are the counts that we're looking for. We're looking basically at this channel on here to kind of guide us moving forward. We are monitoring this triangle, and we'll take trades based upon the further developments into this. But if you want to see more of this and even lower time frames and while we're trading, come and visit us into the program. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.